Hi, and welcome back to the Twisted Threads podcast. This is episode 2, and I am your host, Stacy. If this is your first time watching, thank you so much for checking me out. I hope you enjoy. And if you watched my first episode, I hope that this one's better. And thank you for coming back. You can find me on Ravelry as Stacy Lee with 5 E's. I will put a little caption in so you can see how that's spelled, and I'll put it down below as well. You can also find me on Instagram as Stacy Lee as well, same spelling. I think I might start a Ravelry page for the podcast, so once this goes up, look for the Twisted Threads podcast group and be sure to join. So yay! Thank you again for watching, and I'm just going to get right into it because I have a couple finished objects. The first finished object that I have is a pair of socks. Hopefully you can see them. These are just I think I'm going to call them my happy socks. They are just a vanilla sock. I did a 60 stitch sock on US 1s, my Chiagu mini interchangeable set. 2x2 rib for 20 rounds, 80 rounds of stockinette, fish lips kiss heel, and my length of foot, which I'm usually about a US 7, so, and just a kind of wedge toe, I guess. I don't know. I've made the toe up, so I don't know what to call it. The yarn, the cuffs, heels, and toes is Knit Pick Stroll Brights. I don't remember the color, but that's what that is. And then the sock body itself is Manos del Uruguay, Alegria in the happy colorway, hence the name Happy Socks. Those are those. And last podcast I mentioned that these were my car knitting when I was stuck in road construction. So as you can tell, I sat in a lot of road construction because last week I only had the cuff done on the second sock. So quite a bit of road work, but can't complain. I got my knitting done. So I'll put those out of the way. My second finished object is one that I do not have with me anymore. I have gifted it. It is my mom's Buckley sweater, and that's by Melissa Shashwari. Here, let me grab the pattern. It is a paid-for pattern, so I'm not going to show you much of it, but the front page should be okay. And that's what it looks like there. I did omit the pockets, so because I did make hers about knee length, she wanted a long sweater. So it has gone off to her. I will insert some pictures. I got a couple pictures of her wearing it. She's not too fond of cameras, not camera friendly. She's not too fond of cameras, so I snuck a couple in while she was trying it on. But that's her Mother's Day, birthday, Christmas present. Present for this year, especially since I knitted out of Madeline Tosh Home in the whiskey barrel colorway. I used 14 skeins, which was a lot. I did knit it in the second to largest size, which was about 2 sizes bigger than what her measurements were, but both of my parents are planning on moving to Alaska either this fall or next spring, so she wanted something nice and thick and heavy weight that she could wear, and that was perfect for her. So I finished about 2 more inches on the body. If you watched last time, I showed where I was. I finished about 2 more inches on the body, and then I said I was going to do 4 inches of ribbing, but I ended up doing about 2.5 inches of ribbing. It was long enough. I tried it on, and my mom and I are about the same height, and I'm smaller than she is, so I tried it on. It went down to my knees, and I knew it would come up a little bit on her because she's broader than I am. Dixie, what are you doing? Get off the couch. Thank you. She's broader than I am, so it went to a couple inches, inch and a half above her knees, and it was perfect. She loves it. The armholes on it I did not like them. When I knit this pattern for myself, I will make sure that they're tighter. They were very, very loose. She liked it, but I kept telling her, I'm like, if you decide you do not like the armholes or the arms in general, they went down to like here on me, from the top of my arm to here. They were huge. And that was 2 patterns, so I don't know. Everything else was to gauge, so I'm not sure if what happened there. But I kept telling her, I'm like, if you don't like them, I knit them on. It's a raglan. I can take them out and shorten them. It's not seamed in. I don't have to rip any seams or anything. So, but she's definitely assured me that she likes them, and she wants to layer a bunch of clothing on underneath it when she does wear it, so it should be fine. Excuse me. Oh no, I forgot my coffee. Oh well. So that's my second finished object. I don't have any others, but I do have a half object. These are going to be my husband's, who got dog hair all over them, and he hasn't even worn them yet. These are my husband's beer for breakfast socks. Last time you saw these, I think I was either on the second repeat of the beer or one of the repeats of the beer, but there they are. And I used a free chart on Ravelry for the beers. And then I just did a traditional heel flap and gusset, did the foot to his length. The bottom, I'm not going to take it off, but it does say, if you can read this. And the second sock will say, bring me a beer. So I knit these on Knit Picks Woolly Andy Sport Weight. So they're pretty darn thick. I don't think he'll wear them this summer, maybe, unless it snows again, which it's supposed to rain this weekend, so I'm hoping it doesn't snow anymore. But you know, his birthday's at the end of May, and 4 years ago we woke up to 3 feet on his birthday, so you never know. So I did a 56 stitch sock on size 2s. I used my Knit Picks Majestic double pointed needles. 56 stitches, 15 rounds of ribbing. I did 4 repeats on the beer pattern, and then a additional 2 rows of black, 2 rows of white, and then started the heel flap, as you can tell. Yeah, I like them a lot. I don't know how much wear he'll actually get out of them, but I think they're awesome. So that's my half object, and I hope this is the right bag. They're stored in my Lone Larch birds and tree project bag that's got dog hair all over it that I burnt the little suede zipper pull off of. Woohoo, go me. Yes, I do have it. So this is the second sock. This is how much progress I've made on it so far. I've done 3 repeats, and I'm just starting the 4th set of beers there. And yeah, it's so far so good. It's knitting up super quickly because it's 56 stitches. It's less stitches than I use on my own socks, and sport weight. So yeah, super quick. I'll just get those right out of the way. My next project is one that I showed you last time as well. And this is the sweater for my dad. This is the boatyard. Oh no, what is that? Just like it never happened. Yeah. This is the Boatyard pullover by Hannah Feddick. It is in her texture book. I bought the ebook, so there we go. That's the correct side. I bought the ebook, so I just printed off that portion of, well, that pattern out of the ebook, and that is what I'm using. I'm knitting it in the 48-inch chest because it said that it needed 4 inches of ease, and my husband's a 40-inch chest. My dad's larger than him, So he's between a 40 and a 44, but nowhere near 48. He's like a men's large, extra large. My nose, it's a little cooler out today. My nose is running. I apologize. So this is it here. It's just got a moss stitch or a double moss stitch. You do knit one, purl one for one round. Since I'm working in the round, it's knit one, purl one. Next round's knit one, purl one. The next 2 rounds are purl one, knit one. So I don't know. They call it moss stitch. Don't know if it's moss or double moss, whatever the correct terminology is. But this side has the progress keeper. So last week I was where the little cinnamon roll. Look at my cinnamon roll. You can see it? Nope, can't even see it. It's so adorable. I am having technical difficulties right now. Beginning podcaster problems. There it is, my cute little cinnamon roll. Okay, so this is hard to show because it's all bunched up on this cable. So there's my cinnamon roll. And I've knit all past that. So probably a good 4 inches more on this baby. So I'm just chugging along. My dad does not know that he's getting this, so I'm hoping to have it done by Father's Day, which with how fast this is knitting up, I did those 4 inches pretty much just yesterday after I finished my mom's sweater and wove in all the ends and everything. That went off to her, and I came home and pretty much just plugged away on this while I binge watched TV. But it is so soft. If you see me moving like this, it's because I just put the sweater on my lap and I'm petting it. I'm knitting it out of Cascade Longwood, and I still do have a love-hate relationship for this. I think this is color 29. It's like a medium gray. Yeah. I love it. It's so soft. It's so squishy. It's still super splitty. Like, here's an end, and you can just see it's just coming apart. Like, the twist is just untwisting out of it. It's crazy. I apologize for my horrible nails. I picked my fake nails off. Like, you're not supposed to. Don't tell anybody, though. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep plugging away at this. I think it's about 7-ish, 7.5 inches on the body so far. I think I have to knit to 16 or something around there. There's the front. I love the setup for the neckline shaping in this. You knit it flat for a while. I'm not going to give anything away since it is beta 4. You knit it flat for a while and then you join in the round, and that's the first time I've ever done it. Anything like that with a raglan pullover, and it was really cool. And I really want to make one of these for myself as well. I keep saying that about everything that I'm making for everyone else. I just want to make one of these for myself. And I'm just storing this in just a tote bag that's covered in dog hair. Because I have dogs. And speaking of dogs, he's asleep. Rebel, what are you doing? What are you doing, buddy? He sleeps on top of the couch because that one can't get to him there. Say hi. What? Who are you talking to, Mom? You are crazy. You're a crazy woman. Oh no, I dropped my stuff. All right. Next project. Holy dog hair, Batman. You can have that back, girl. Next project is one you haven't seen, because what does one do when one binds off for a pair of socks for herself? One casts one right back on. So I haven't made much progress with these. I just started them yesterday or the day before. But this is my progress so far. and I am loving them. I don't usually do toe up, but I am knitting with one, well, technically two because I split it. 150-gram skein that I split into 2 balls of Quince & Company Turn in the rose quartz color. This is, oh, you can't get a good, accurate representation of it. It's a really pretty, there we go, pink. It's a really dusty pink, and it's just gorgeous. It's they have, what, 80%, 75% wool and 25% silk. The toes, heels, yet to be heels, and yet to be cuffs are out of Cascade Heritage Silk. I have a bobbin for this one. Cascade Heritage Silk. It's an 80-20, I do believe. No, 85-15. And that is in color 5681. But this is what it looks like. It's just kind of a dusty, off-white color. I need to fix the lighting. It's not showing up true to color at all. But yeah, so this is the pattern. This is the, I think it's the Longing for Spring Socks by Kiowa Coffee. It's a free pattern on Ravelry, and I did change it up a teeny bit. I'm knitting it on my US Ones Chiagu interchangeable minis. Did the toe as the pattern calls for. When I changed colors, I knit an extra round of the rose quartz, and then I'm omitting the pearl lines in it. So since it's a free pattern, typically there's in between each one of these, I think there's pearls. I just didn't want a pearl. I liked how it looked without it. Some of the projects omitted it, and I was like, you know what, that's a little simpler, or simpler looking. So I did it without the pearls. Yeah, so I need to do one more round of, it's a 20-row repeat. So those, and then those, I did 2 repeats there. I need to do half a repeat more and then put in the heel flap and gusset. And I think I'm gonna try the upside down heel flap and gusset. Eva of the Charm of It does it on her toe up socks. So essentially you just, when you get to the heel flap, you knit a heel flap, even though you're doing toe up, and then do the gusset, and the heel flap is on the bottom of the foot, and then you can continue the continue up the leg if you want. So we shall see about that. I've never done that before. I've barely done, when I do toe up socks, I usually just do fish lips kiss heels. That's actually the first heel that I ever did in a sock. I watched a bunch of podcasts that used the fish lips kiss heel, so I just went and bought it. And then every pattern that I used, I just inserted the fish lips kiss heel. So I'm kind of new to the heel flap and gusset situation. So that's a little scary, but we're going to figure it out one way or another. And these are in another Lone Larch bag. This one I did not burn the suede off of. Go me. And I've got one more project, which you have not seen either. Let me kind of untangle myself here. It is not living in a project bag because I just had it in a basket by the couch. And I am knitting a sweater for myself. This is the first sweater that I've never used a specific pattern for. I am just kind of going for it. I am using Ann Budd's Knitter's Handy Book of Sweaters for a stitch count, and I added in, I'm making it cropped, so this is just the back piece. It's curling in on the sides. Let me hold it. We'll hold it upside down. So this is the waist. It is 14 rounds, or about 1.5 inches of 1x1 twisted rib. And then I'm just doing this little fern lace panel in the middle. And I've increased and increased and increased out So it fits me in the chest because my waist and my chest are not the same, and I have just decreased or began to decrease for the armholes. So let me get a little bit closer. Everything's curling. And I'm knitting this at about 7 stitches to the inch. This is a fingering weight yarn, so I wanted something a little bit tighter. These are on US 2s on my normal Chiagu interchangeables, and I'm loving it so far. I have about 9 more inches on the back, and then it's done. Once I finished, actually, no, that's a lie. I started this before I finished anything, and I was like, "Bad, Stacy. You need to finish your mom's sweater before you cast one on for yourself. You can't have 3 sweaters on the go." So I set it down, like in the ribbing, and finished her sweater. There's plant fiber in my yarn, which is totally okay with me. I have no problem picking out plant fiber, picking out plant fiber. So speaking of the yarn, this stuff is amazing. I bought it off of Etsy. It is this right here. It's 100% Rambouillet, and it is so soft and so squishy, and it feels like it still has lanolin in it because it's very, I don't want to say greasy, that's not the correct word, but it's so smooth, and I don't even know how to describe it, but you can definitely tell that it's still in there. I don't want to give you the wrong impression and make it sound gross because it's not gross. I am alternating skeins because this was hand dyed with indigo, so I don't want there to be a distinct line when I have to change skeins, even though these are 450 yards each. So I could probably get away with doing both front panels in one skein, the back panel in one skein, and then alternating just for the arms, but oh well. They're not different colored per se, but one of them definitely has a little bit more variegation. There's a little bit more lighter blues and white. Not white, just paler blues in one of the skeins, so it kind of does a variegated effect, if you can see that. I did alternate through the ribbing as well, and I'm super excited for this. I have no timeline for that. It's just something fun and scary that I wanted to do. Let me see if I have a third skein just in case. 900 yards for a cropped sweater for myself should be fine. I am knitting a 34-inch bust size, so it should be should be pretty either 0 to a ½ inch of negative ease, and then the waist will have a little bit of negative ease as well. So usually it takes about 1,000 yards for a little bit longer sweater for myself. So that should be 2 should be fine, but 3 just in case. This is the Etsy shop. It's Lana Plante. It is great. This is her tag. And now you know how much I paid for it. Oh well. So yeah, it's fingering weight, it's 2-plied, it is custom mill spun, it is sourced from small farms on the East Coast and dyed naturally with indigo. And I will definitely be buying more from her. Originally, sorry about the nose, I had bought multiple skeins of this from her, and she had accidentally had the worsted weight yardage on the listing. And right away she messaged me and was like, this is for worsted weight, did you need the listings for fingering weight, did you want fingering or worsted? And we went back and forth a few times, and she was super great. Got the yarn out right away, and it was awesome. And I've had this for a few months now, and I've finally stopped staring at it long enough to wind it up and use it, because I need some of it in my life. And hey, look at that, it matches my plant up there. I just planted some basil in the corner there, and just behind you is some rosemary in the same pot. Well, the same style pot, not the exact same one. So now I am chock full out of projects. I do have a little bit of stash that I wanted to show you, and I'll just get right into that. It's over here. I did my first purchase off of Ravelry. I bought somebody's D-stash. This is one of the skeins that I got. It is Quince & Company Osprey, so it's their bulky weights, 100% American wool, and it's in their river colorway. I have 2.5 skeins of this, and it is just gorgeous. I love the color. I love blue. I actually have a basket right here of blue yarn, all blue. I'll pull some of it out and show you just because it's right there, and I did get it recently before I started the podcast, but it's recent enough, right? And I want to show it to you. So this is what the tag looks like. It's just Quince & Company. I love it. I already said, one more full skein of this and then a half skein as well, and there's 170 yards in it, so I think I should be able to get at least a hat and a pair of mittens out of it. My goal this year is to make at least, or this summer is to make at least a week's worth of hats and mittens for myself to wear this winter, because even though we're in California, we're high up in the Sierra Nevadas. I live at about 5,500 feet elevation, so we get quite a bit of snow. There was a week this winter where we got at least a couple feet a day for a week straight, and where I worked, we got 3 feet plus a day for a week straight. So this girl needs her cold weather stuff. And on clear days up there, it can get single digits. Sometimes I get up there early, like 7 o'clock in the morning. It's in the negatives, low -5 Fahrenheit. So I like bulky weight outerwear items that I can throw on and will dries fast. Even though it gets wet, I can just pop it on the glove dryer when I get up there or when I'm down here shoveling snow, and it'll dry out super fast. So goal for the summer, small objects that I can knit in my lap out of wool. Hats and mittens, yay! I have no idea what hat or mitten I'm going to make with this yet. I tend to like cabley stuff, so we'll see. Since I decided that I'm going to show you some more of my stash, I don't really want to say that I'm showing you stash. How about future projects? Because I don't really like showing off, like, this is what I just bought, and this is what I just bought. And you can clearly tell that I spent $700 on all of this, and I don't want to be like that, even though I'm sure everybody that's watching this knows that you don't podcast to gloat about how much you spend on yarn or project bags or other things and whatnot, but it can feel that way, especially when you can't purchase a lot. And now that I'm working from home, I am working less, so I don't have as much leftover money to spend on yarn. So I think if I just show you what I'm going to make projects out of, whether or not this is new, a new acquisition or from my gigantic stash, as you can tell, this thing, it has one more shelf that you can't see below, and it is packed full. Like, I have to carefully open the door to get in there, otherwise stuff will fall out. I don't need any more yarn. So that is one acquisition. Let me move my giant blue basket closer. My spare skein of the Rambouillet is in there as well because it's blue. My next skein that I'm going to show you for a project, which I'm thinking is either going to be a shawl with another color of this same yarn in my stash already, or some pair of cabled socks. It is alpaca, so it's not going to hold up to socks very well, but we shall see. This is the Juniper Moon Farm. There we go, you can see it. And it is in Harriet Fine. So it is 75% alpaca, 25% polyamide. It is a fingering weight, and there is about 461 yards in it. And it is just absolutely gorgeous. That's pretty true to color right there. It's a light blue, kind of dusty blue. It is so soft. I have the same yarn in black already. So I'm thinking I might do a 2-color shawl with it, but it is just the softest thing. I just want to sit here and pet it, and pet it, and pet it. And it's a totally different soft compared to like the Cascade Longwood. Like this is halo-y and like animal soft, even though the Longwood is superwash merino. But I like this more. So this is Harriet. And is there a color? Ah, yes, there are color names. It is Bahia Beach. I love it. I love it so much. And that I did buy from my local yarn store. My local yarn store is about 45 minutes away. But hey, I can go there and I can touch things. So when I go down there to go grocery shopping, I walk to the yarn store because it's within walking distance and it's amazing. So also from my yodeling yarn store, my local yarn store, I got some more Juniper Moon Farm, and this is Moonshine. It is 40% alpaca, 40% wool, and 20% silk. It is a worsted weight, and it is a single ply, it looks like. This is, oh, there's no color name. It's color 11. That's pretty true right there. It is just this really pretty, like, medium blue. It's almost, no, it's nowhere near the same color as my sweater. I have 2 skeins of this, which I am going to make another hat and mitten set out of, I think. Or a cowl. I'm not sure. Because this is wool, alpaca, and silk, I think it will hold up just fine. In a hat, it won't loosen up too much. So I think hat and mittens is going to be the answer to this one. Probably something cabled again. Probably, I don't know. But that's on my radar. It's pretty amazing. I really like it. So that's another one. And yeah, that's about all I really want to show you for my yarn acquiring and future projects, because I'm already thinking about winter, and yeah, it's getting too hot. That wasn't a dog hair, that was yarn. That was great. It's way better. If you can't tell, I like winter way more than summer. Thankfully here, there's only a couple weeks where it gets mid-80s, maybe 90 tops, and that's about all I can take, and I don't like it. 70 is about my maximum, especially if I'm working outside and gardening or doing anything like that. 70 is about my max, 75 tops. So I'm already on the winter radar, although the warm weather is really nice after this winter. We California finally, or my area in California at least, finally had a average winter, and it just, the snow and precipitation came in full force so quickly that it was really overwhelming at certain times. Usually it's like, you know, you wake up to a foot of snow, or you wake up to 6 inches, you don't open your door and bam, there's 3 feet. and now it's pouring rain and you just got 14 inches of rain and your house is trying to float away. That was a little hectic in January and February, but we did it. We got through it. Yeah, it was good. I'm looking forward to another winter, see what that'll bring. And I gotta be prepared with my mittens and my my hats, and hopefully some chunky cows. If anybody has any recommendations for free or paid for hat, mitten, and cowl patterns, I would love recommendations. I'd prefer free ones, but if it's amazing and you highly, highly recommend it, I have no problem paying for a pattern. I hoard patterns. And I shouldn't. Because every time I find a pattern that I like, I print it out and I 3-hole punch it and I stick it in a binder. And then I pretty much never look at it again. And then when I want to use yarn for a pattern, what do? I go on Ravelry and I look at more patterns and then I print one out that I want to use. And I don't ever look in my binders and binders. Like, I have a 4-inch binder full of patterns. Maybe I should look through that. I should look through that. Oh well. Everybody has their own little quirks about them. I hoard patterns. Hi, my name's Stacy, and I hoard patterns. And yarn. It's not too horrible. I squeezed it all. Well, I squeezed most of it in there. And then there's a giant basket full right there. And then there's another basket down here. So it's all in this general corner of the house, though. So that's good. It's not everywhere. That's a lie. It's everywhere. My husband just doesn't know because it's in totes. But he leaves tools and truck parts and stuff all over the house. So I can hoard yarn. It's fine. It's not a problem. Well, I think that's all I have to share with you today. I don't really have an interesting life to talk about, unless you want to hear about my gardening, which in that case, I bought some rhododendrons yesterday. I've yet to plant them outside, but they're just out this window and down. Yeah, they've got purple flowers and they're beautiful, and hopefully the cold won't kill them, because every perennial besides lilies that I have purchased, besides lilies and grass, like the ornamental grass, it's like silvery blue, everything else has died. And I don't know if it was just an exceptionally cold winter or if it just stayed below freezing enough that it killed it, but all my other plants are dead. So I bought more lilies and I bought some rhododendrons. There's a squirrel outside the window and I'm trying really hard to not look at it. We will plant those. We do have a giant garden, have yet to plant. All of the sprouts are inside under a heat lamp. Not a heat lamp, just under daylights right now. With the heater going because it's still quite chilly in the garage. But last year we had 15 tomato plants, corn, pickling cucumbers, regular cucumbers, squash, pumpkins, potatoes, zucchini, yellow squash. We did watermelons and cantaloupe. Those don't do very well up here, so they like get softball sized, and that's about it. What else do we have? We had bell peppers, we had hot peppers, we do peas and beans, beets. Those are my favorite. My husband hates them. I love dirt. Beets, carrots. We did spinach one year, but nobody but me ate it, so probably won't do that again. But yeah, so I've yet to plant that. If anybody's interested in gardening talk or whatnot, I would go deeper in depth with that as well. I have no problem talking about plants forever, as well as yarn. I might potentially be getting chickens. Yay, chickens! Looking out the window because that's where they would go, across the driveway from where I'm sitting. We have a pad all cleared of trees and whatnot there, but my dog is licking the couch. Rebel, what are you doing? You licking the couch? He's ignoring me. Yeah, what are you doing? Oh, here it comes. So we might be getting chickens. My husband wants to build a chicken coop and an enclosure for them because bears do frequent, and other animals such as coyotes do frequent our area, and we don't want them to knock down the chicken coop if I buy something that's small and chintzy, and, so I found plans to build one. He just has to finally get some time to help me. We're gonna mill the wood for it. He has a lumber mill, so we're gonna mill the wood for it, and then print out the plans and put it all together. So hopefully that'll get done this summer, and we can bring in chickens next summer. I doubt there will be enough time this year to get chickens or get chicks and then have them laying before winter. And I don't want to bring in chicks in the winter. It's too cold. So we'll see. Hopefully we can get started on that. If it happens faster than I think, then maybe we'll actually get chickens. Yay! I love fresh eggs. My parents' neighbors have chickens, and they give my parents eggs all the time, and my parents get overwhelmed with their eggs, so I get their eggs, and yay, they're so good. So I can't wait for that. I would love to have rabbits and goats as well, but still working on that. Thankfully, he said yes to chickens. He also said yes to a goldfish, but that's an indoor animal. Indoor, yeah, in a fish tank, not like a fish pond of a goldfish. So, yeah, I think I've blabbed on for long enough. That's Dixie there, in all of her crazy beauty. We call her our schizophrenic dog. No offense to anybody who's suffering from schizophrenia, but she is lovey, lovey, and then she gets this look in her eye, and she's just like, I'm gonna eat you. It's solidly playful, but it's kind of violently playful. So, yeah. She's our crazy girl. And then Rebel is our Queensland healer weenie, or a Queenie, as I like to call him. So thank you so much for watching. I will try and put some show notes for the first time in the Ravelry group, which is going to be the Twisted Threads podcast group. You look for episode 2 show notes in there. And please, if there's any hints, tricks, comments about the podcast, if there's something that I do that bothers you, or if there's something that you want me to talk about, please just let me know, and I will try and accommodate. So thank you again for watching. I really, really, really appreciate it. And I look forward to doing some knitting and coming back and talking to you all next week. So long for now, and have a great week. Bye.